the 1st of October 1960, and Nigeria is now indeed an independent, sovereign nation.
Since independence, the founding fathers of Nigeria had a unified purpose: to bring us freedom and development for a better Nigeria. That purpose still resounds at the hearts of the passionate, vibrant, and talented youth of Nigeria.
We have been mobilizing young professionals to tell them we have a collective role to play in nation building.
I will thank the people that came to give us bags, books, biro, and other materials. In fact, we have not seen such a thing in this community. My heart is full of joy. I thank God for remembering this my community, Odoni, for sending our children all the way from Abuja to come and help us. We are very grateful.
I believe that young people have a role to play in the process of change. Young people have a role to play in economic advancement. Young people have a role to play in political growth.
All over the world, the youth make up the larger part of the population of most societies. This is why nations who aspire for growth and development make empowerment of their youth priority.
Oftentimes, if all you're doing is talking to old men like me, then you're not reaching the people who are going to be providing the energy, the new initiatives, the new ideas. And so we thought that it would be very important for us to have an opportunity to bring the next generation of leaders together.
We've seen the consequences of not taking advantage, of our youth and getting the demographic dividend that we should out of them.
The youth are not just the leaders of tomorrow, but the youth are already leading, because the youth decide who becomes the president of this country, because the youths have more than 60% of the votes. So you really decide who rules at federal, state, or local government level. So you are the leaders of today.
With the passionate commitment to actualizing lofty dreams and fostering great change in the Nigerian society, the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum, NYPF, was born as a means of achieving the objectives of the collective aspirations of the people of Nigeria. Under the amiable leadership of Moses Siloko Siasia, this non-governmental organization, principally made up of dynamic and positively minded young Nigerians, aspires the promotion of innovative ideas and accountable leadership development for socio-economic advancement.
The campaign that we're taking to every nooks and crannies in this country, from Bayelsa to Zamfara, from Zamfara to Enugu, from Enugu to Oshogbo, from Oshogbo, everywhere in Nigeria, is that it is time for us to be that change that Nigeria is desiring, to be that change that we want to be that agent of change that can bring about, the prosperity and the greatness that Nigeria as a country, requires.
Everybody, the government, the foreign governments, and us as citizens are looking into so many options to deal with the problem or solve it. What citizens really need is care. So when we care for each other, we help by donating, by charity, by enlightening the youth all over the country.
The Nigerian Young Professionals Forum is an intervention vision as an alternative to the existing problems that Nigeria is facing on the issue of leadership. The only solution we have is that the younger generation should take initiative and take their destinies in their hands and then effect the change that is required in our society. That is the major and core objective of NYPF, to intervene in the existing leadership lacuna that exists in our society.
One of the core values of the Nigerian young professionals is to create the future. And this is encapsulated in our core values, which includes character and content development, integrity, capacity building, national integration, purposeful leadership, empowerment, that's youth empowerment, and social responsibility.
Late Zeke of Africa captured it more appropriately when he said that now is the time to make way for our youths and give them a chance to do what they have planned, to make secure the freedom of our land, pursuing fervently the paths of truth. He said, we've had our chance to serve our native soil. This nation shone, someone must build anew. This nation torn, someone must mold and forge. The Venerable Zeke also went forth to say that now is the time to make way for our youths, for in their hands lie the future of our nation.
And so, the Nigerian Young Professionals had its first international summit on the 9th of August 2014 at the International Conference Center in Abuja, Nigeria. The event, with the theme Fostering National Integration and the Quest for Purposeful Leadership in Nigeria, the Role of Young Professionals, had in attendance a host of dignitaries, including the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, other government officials, members of both the public and private sectors, and a large number of Nigerian youths. The chairman of the Nigerian Young Professional Forum, Mr. Moses Siloko Siasia, welcomed invited guests, spoke about what the NYPF is about and the purpose of the summit.
The NYPF is a non-governmental organization poised with a vision that brings young people together in various fields of expertise: lawyers, architects, entrepreneurs, all walks of life, young people that are engaging in productive ventures. We unite over 13 million young professionals globally.
Mr. Siasia also spoke about the various support initiatives that the NYPF has engaged in to contribute its own quota to the efforts of the present administration. With a large database of young professionals, the NYPF appealed to Mr. President to take advantage of the expertise of these young professionals.
Your Excellency, we started this journey this year of advocating for nation building. We believe that as a nation, we have challenges, and we that are seen as trustees of prosperity must work constructively to ensure that we safeguard our future. So we decided as a group to embark on a nationwide campaign for national integration and purposeful leadership to bring about the role that young professionals in Nigeria can play towards nation building. We have also engaged in activities to complement your administration's effort towards reshaping our educational system. Just last year, we launched our educational support scheme, which by the end of 2015, we want to reach 150,000 primary school children in supporting them with educational materials. Our vision is to span all over the world in mobilizing young professionals for change in Nigeria. Your Excellency, we have traveled to various countries, appealing to young professionals in those countries to come back home to add value to their fatherland. Your Excellency, in our campaign, we have advised young people that what brings us together is greater than what tears us apart. A lot of people have used religion, ethnicity to divide this country, but our message of hope, our message that we have for them is that blood have no faith. When you need a physician, when you go to the hospital, you don't ask if he's a Muslim or a Christian doctor. If you need a blood transfusion when you're healed, you don't ask if he's a Muslim or a Christian blood. Those are the values, those are the things that brings us together as a people.
The Director of Programs, Nigerian Young Professionals Forum, Hafsat Koleri, further welcomed invited guests, most especially the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
It is utmost joy and happiness that I welcome you after my chairman has welcomed you. Our program today will last for 2 hours. and shall be aired live on African Independent Television, AIT, with the support and collaboration of both government and private sector. Once again, Mr. President, we're very honored you are here, and thank you for being part of the history. Assalamu alaikum.
The special guest of honor, His Excellency Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, addressed the young Nigerian professionals. He assured the youths of the present administration's continued support for the youths through the various youth support programs like the UWIN Project, Project Nollywood, and other projects. He also expressed his happiness with the youth for not allowing themselves to be influenced by the sentiments of the older generation. He noted that the youths of Nigeria have the voting power with their large population and urged them to continue to shun segregation and pursue peace and unity.
This administration fully recognizes our duty to ensure that you are appropriately equipped to effectively face up to this challenge. This is why, in addition to our holistic economic development agenda, we have initiated policies and programs specifically targeted at providing the enabling environment for young Nigerians to maximize their potentials. We have a special scholarship program because we know that working with the states, the conventional scholarship and bursaries are controlled by the state governments. But at the federal level, we believe that just like professionals like this, people who are brought us today, there are fantastic young people. We are talking about somebody who had a PhD at the age of 24, 25. So we believe that to take us to the moon, we need these young people. We must give them the enabling environment. In addition to that specialized scholarship, we also have programs that are being run by the NASA, the NNPC, and the PTDL to give youth the privileges and opportunities to specialize and get the highest quality education that will help to develop the economy of this country. Because we appreciate the young people that made this country proud. I will say that whenever you open the pages of newspapers and listen to radio and television, those who create hate, quarrel, and try to divide us on the basis of ethnicity or religion, and what we know, these are grandfathers. With whoever they feel like they're comfortable with. They want to marry whoever they feel they are in love. But we have old people who are disturbing us, who want to divide us based on religion, based on all kinds of sentiments. And I'm listening to you, gives me hope that this country is beginning to change and changing for the better. You should not talk about limitations. Not at all. I always say that at independence, I cannot see the age of our leaders. But immediately after that, the leaders of states were very young people. When he became president at the age of 32, going 33. He was not quite 33 when he became the head of government. He lived by all definition. As at that time, we were in the old universities, our military governor, the HSP, then now a king, was 28, going 39, at 29, was not up to 30 years. So my dear young professionals and young Nigerians, you have the world, you have the country. In the political environment, you have the voice. You do listen to my clip there. You can decide who becomes who in this country. Don't ask for percentages. Just ask for some of those barriers made to be removed. And of course, we have people who will run the affairs of this country and will run affairs based on national interest, not I am this from this part of the country, I worship this way, I worship that way. At least the youth are shifting away from those sentiments that has changed with the elders, and it is retarding our growth and development as a nation. You have this country, with you, we can go to wherever we want to go. I congratulate you.
The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Nigerian Economy, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, gave an insight into the various programs the government has put in place to support the youth in Nigeria.
We have not stood still. We accept that in spite of the very good growth in this economy over the past decade, and we should not, sort of belie the growth, because without it, I think the situation would be even more dire or worse than it is. With the growth, we've been able to find ways to try and look at certain sectors of the economy and see how we can use them to spur the youth, to make them create jobs, not only for themselves but for others. And this speaks to the programs that the President mentioned, where young entrepreneurs compete in an open, merit-based way for government resources put forward by the government of anywhere from $1 million to 10 million naira. And then we've talked about the agropreneurs, the young agricultural entrepreneurs, and one or two stands that we visited just before we came in here just signify the kind of agricultural entrepreneurship that we're trying to support. That program is for 750,000 youth, almost 1 million youth that are to be encouraged over a 5-year period. And you heard that 10 billion naira has been set aside for this program to practice agriculture in a modern way, whether it's for extension services, opening up your own farm, providing other types of supports, processing agricultural goods, all along the value chain. This number of youth will also be supported.
The Honorable Minister of the FCT, Alhaji Bala Mohammed, said he was pleased with the efforts of the NYPF. He further advised them to also carry along the non-professional population of young Nigerians.
But I said with a lot of sincerity and honesty that I find ways and means of connecting with this very good group of Nigerians, young professionals that are the beacon of hope for Nigeria, because that is where we want to be. But I also sympathize with you because you are the professionals, and you are 13 million according to your chairman. But we have other 47 million Nigerians that are not professionals, that are not educated, that they have negative perception, which Nuhu spoke about, and because they don't understand and they don't know and nobody is teaching them, you have the responsibility, because they are your own group, they are your own peers, that you must live together as a country. So your responsibility are enormous.
The Executive Governor of Kaduna State, Alhaji Dr. Mukhtar Ramalan Yero, said he was happy and impressed with the leadership initiative of the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum and reassured of his lasting commitment to the cause.
I'm happy the forum started their interaction in Kaduna. And I felt that as a governor and also within the bracket, I need to support this important cause. And today I'm not regretting for supporting. In fact, I'm going to even support this cause the more.
He urged young Nigerian professionals to continue to promote peace among themselves and also reiterated the importance of having young Nigerian professionals in leadership positions.
I am happy with what I had or we had here. That shows that we have hope. I would like to appeal to us to first of all love ourselves and come together and keep any other difference that we have. I feel greatly honored to be invited to this important event this morning, which afford us the opportunity as young people to deliberate on ways to positively contribute to the task of building our great country. This event is indeed laudable initiative in line with the need to tap into the dynamic, visionary intellectual capacities of young professionals in Nigeria for the purpose of stimulating action towards evolving a stable and prosperous nation.
The Registrar of the Covenant University at Ota, Ogun State, Dr. Olumoyiwa Oludayo, outlined the many capabilities of young professionals in Nigeria. He further urged them to use these capabilities and competencies to foster growth and development in the Nigerian society.
I'm here because I'm a proof that young people have something to offer. And my desire to succeed on my assignment is so that the older generation can see that position is not what we desire, but platform for contribution. And that's why I think we must embrace young people to get involved in all of the things that we're doing here and in our nation generally. The world is yearning for solutions, and until we are able to harness the multiple competencies and the diverse potentials, we may not be able to realize the shared goals that we have as a nation. I'd like to speak to the young people of Nigeria and say to us, can we reposition our strengths? Can we shift our focus from that which is not yielding results to that which can multiply results? Change is what we desire, and change basically stands on 3 platforms. Change is to create, change is to innovate, and change is to terminate. To create means to start something that has never existed before. To innovate means to improve upon working standards, and to terminate means to stop the unproductive. That's what I think the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum stands for. And we can only get this by learning, by education. Let us collaborate. We want to form a critical mass of people. If we must change, I ask myself, we say we are 60% or we are 68%, but how many of us therefore are youth, are value-driven people? How many of us are skilled? How many of us have what it takes to deliver? I'd like us to note that we must form a critical mass of highly ethical people fit for leadership. It is not having salt in soup that makes the soup sweet. It is having sufficient salt in the soup that makes it pleasurable.
The interactive session had on the panel Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Nigerian Economy, and also Dr. Oludayo Olumuyiwa, Registrar at the Covenant University, Ota, Ogun State. It also had a question and answer session where panelists entertained questions from the young audience. Dr. Nuhu Atta, NYPF's National Secretary, enjoined the Nigerian youth to shun discrimination and divisiveness among themselves.
The bitterness and the hatred that is in the heart of some young people from the south against the north is too much. When I come back home in northern part of Nigeria and I sit in forums and I hear discussions, I bleed, because even the younger generation have bitterness and hatred from the north also to the people of the south. If the world of ethnicity and religion cannot fall, how can development take place in Nigeria? If we do not accept ourselves as Nigerians, how can we be able to collectively raise this country to the destiny that is required of us? And that is the key issue for me. The greatest problem of Nigeria is the issue of sectionalism, parochialism, and uncontrollable extremist tendencies. Those are the critical problems that are facing this country. And if we don't tell ourselves the truth, that we have to look at ourselves as Nigerians, not from where we come from or the religion we worship, the better for our lives. I'm married to an Igbo woman. If Nigeria separates, where will I go? My brother is a Hausa person, just as I am. He married a Yoruba woman. If Nigeria separates, where will you go to? My elder brother also married somebody from Akwa Ibom. So where will he go to? My father was a Muslim par excellence. Till today, I have not met any leader in my life like my father. And he was a Muslim, but I'm a Christian. My mother is a Christian. But I lived in that house for many years. I had not seen my parents fight once. My father will wake us up on Sunday morning to go to church. We will join hands together and ensure that his own service to his supreme beliefs are being followed. Why are we deceiving ourselves in Nigeria? And it's unfortunate that the younger generation is taking that same toll, that same line. But I'm grateful to God for one reason. Because I believe so strongly that in this house or in this room, 80% of the people are not even married to their own cultural affiliates. It simply means that there's change going on. But the truth about it is this, ladies and gentlemen. The more we look at ourselves as Nigerians, the better for us.
In conclusion, the Secretary of the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum UK chapter, Ms. Tolu Kukoyi, listed a number of measures recommended by the NYPF to be considered by the government in fostering national integration and purposeful leadership.
Our journey so far has taken us across regions inside and outside of Nigeria, which has allowed us to identify key challenges in our quest. As a result, we, the Nypf, propose the following measures. In the area of governance, we originally wanted to plead for 35% representation in the government for young people in the country and in the diaspora. However, as we have seen today and heard from Our Excellency, Mr. President, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, we humbly plead today before you that we remove the age barriers that originally restrict young people from getting involved in governance. In the area of education, the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum recommend a well-structured entrepreneurial training program to be included in university programs. In the area of business, we suggest a policy initiative to drive and ensure accessible funding, thereby eliminating the stringent requirements on loans and grants. In the diaspora, we recommend a tailored NYSC program for Nigerians in the diaspora who can demonstrate satisfactory professional experience in order to encourage a transition back to Nigeria. In the area of infrastructure, we recommend the use of efficient program and project management to increase sustainability and continuity whilst reducing the likelihood of abandoned projects and unwarranted variations. Our recommendations will be formally presented to His Excellency, outlining details on implementing our proposals. There are undeniable challenges ahead of us, but we remain focused on building a new Nigeria.
The Nigerian Young Professionals Forum also held an appreciation dinner and awards night in honor of distinguished Nigerians who have inspired and contributed positively to the progress of Nigerian youths. The Executive Governor of Kaduna State and good friend of the NYPF, Alhaji Dr. Mukhtar Ramalan Yero, was awarded the Most Supportive Governor towards the Advocacy for Building National Integration and the Quest for Purposeful Leadership in Nigeria award. One of the most prestigious awards of the evening was given to a very amiable banker who has greatly supported the growth of young entrepreneurs. This is none other than the estimable, enterprising Dr. Alex Oti, Group Managing Director, Diamond Bank, who was given the Best Innovative and Young Entrepreneur Enhancement Banker in Nigeria. Also honored was the youngest registrar ever produced in Nigeria, Dr. Olumoyiwa Oludayo, registrar at the Covenant University, Ota, Ogun State, who received the youngest and most outstanding registrar of a Nigerian university award. The youngest academic achiever in Nigeria 2014 award was received by the youngest PhD holder in Africa, the brilliant Dr. Olaoluwa Hallowed Oluwadara. The very vibrant broadcast journalist Nancy Ilo was awarded the Most Prolific Presenter in Nigeria award. It was a glamorous and eventful evening accompanied by a drama skit, some comedy, beautiful song renditions, and a memorable saxophone performance to the admiration and pleasure of guests. With the success of this maiden international summit of the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum, this group of positively minded young professionals is looking forward to more successful outings and to continue to help prepare young Nigerians for their roles in national integration as trustees of prosperity and the custodians of the future.